again, we're talking about the Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham. Senator Graham he was talking with Michael Horowitz, the Inspector General, in his report. And, he led off. He goes, look, it's been a long time since I've spoke for even 20 minutes, but I'm going to go a little bit longer today. And he did. He went over 40. And we're not going to play that entire thing for obvious reasons. But he did start off with, Crossfire Hurricane was probably aptly named because it was a crossfire and it was a hurricane. It was a disaster for the FBI. He also pointed out that James Comey, the former director of the FBI, has been running around and saying, hey, I've been vindicated here once again. And so Lindsey Graham asked the Inspector General about it. Now, remember, the Inspector General in his previous report about Comey said that Comey had went outside of FBI procedures, okay? So he wasn't kind to Comey in his independent report about Comey. And so Graham asked him about it. And Horowitz says, no, nobody is vindicated who touched this thing. Nobody. Everybody is dirty who was involved with Crossfire Hurricane, which is the investigation into President Trump. Cue my audio again, Joe. This is Lindsey Graham criticizing the FBI for its handling of the 2016 probe into possible Russia collusion.
Now, how the hell did this whole thing start? What got us here today? They opened up a counterintelligence investigation in July. We know the Russians are messing in our election. And it was the Russians, ladies and gentlemen, who stole the Democratic National Committee emails, Podesta's emails, and screwed around with Hillary Clinton. It wasn't the Ukrainians. It was the Russians. And they're coming after us again. So to be concerned that the Russians are messing with presidential campaigns was a legitimate concern. So one of the first things they tried to do was to get a warrant under the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act to follow Carter Page, a volunteer for the campaign and American citizen. They applied for the warrant internally in August of 2016, and the lawyers say you don't have enough. Why? Because they had nothing. So McCabe suggests, the number 2 guy at the FBI, well, let's go look at this Steele dossier. Maybe that will get us over the hump. Christopher Steele went all over the United States trying to get media outlets to publish this garbage. The first thing is about the golden shower, about the sexual encounter that President Trump supposedly had in a Ritz-Carlton hotel in Russia. And the first thing I thought of was, oh my God, one of two things. This could be Russian disinformation, or they may have something on Trump. If you read this document, the first thing you would think of is they got something on Donald Trump. It is stunning, it is damning, it is salacious.
But of course, they didn't have anything on him. Now, Lindsey Graham also went into details about who Steele is. Now, remember, he's a British intelligence service official, and he was deemed to be not a reliable source prior to all of this. Okay, that's important that everybody understand that. So this is Senator Graham talking about that.
But a little bit about Steele. In 2015, the British intelligence service said, you need to watch this guy. He's not reliable. They take time to go to London to check Steele out. And they're told he demonstrates lack of self-awareness, poor judgment, keen to help but underpinned by poor judgment, judgment pursuing people with political risk but no intel value. If you'd spend 30 minutes looking at Christopher Steele, you would understand this guy is biased. He's got an axe to grind. He's on the payroll of the opposing party. Take anything he says with a grain of salt.
And he's right about that. Of course, this is all stuff that we have reported to everybody and we have continued to cover. But if you look at all, it's just staggering. Now, he did this for 40 minutes. I'm not going to go and do the entire thing, but Lindsey Graham gave the opening statement. He's the committee chairman. He gave the opening statement. It was about 40 minutes. And, you had CNN carried every minute of Adam Schiff's opening statement. CNN carried every minute of Nadler's opening statement. They carried none of Graham's opening statement. None. Isn't that interesting? So why is it that CNN determines that Adam Schiff and Nadler are worthy of having their entire statements carried on their network, but not Lindsey Graham? Pretty interesting stuff. Now, for those of you who do not remember what I was referring... Oh, hold on a second. Now, take my audio out because my live stream's running on my website. For those of you who do not remember what I am talking about with the long, rich history, okay, long, rich history of James Comey violating American civil rights with illegal surveillance of them, I am going to remind you of all of that here with more details coming up in just a couple of minutes. And why am I doing this? Because it's important, since I'm the only person in the country telling you this, it is important that you understand that, because this was huge. These are huge bombshells. When did this first get going? May of 2017, I've been talking about this. Since May of 2017. That's a long time, right, Joe? We're almost at 2020. May of 2017 is when news broke that the FISA court admonished the FBI under James Comey. And since then, there have only been continued developments on that particular topic. May of 2017, I started talking about this. So you got more coming up. News Talk 95.3, Michiana's news channel.